playthroughs of this thing, I just swung at it to kill it. Like, I never even bothered to try to talk to it. It wasn't until, like, all the videos and shit came out that I even heard of the Mound Maker's Covenant in this goddamn game. Like, I had done a full playthrough.
I 100% had no idea that it was going to lead to a group, but I didn't kill that thing right away. I had done something that passed the opportunity where that quest was going to work. Like, I think I had aggroed the guys already, but whatever.
Yeah. If you kill the boss, then yeah, you're never getting into that mound, to the Mound Makers. But, I think it was, the thieves, because it's... A thief spawns right next to it, and I think I swung and hit it, and it just came alive and attacked me. And, so I never even knew that that was a thing.
But in terms of not liking this game, I still like this game, and I'll play it when all the DLC's out. I'm gonna finally finish it. But,
it plays the best. I will give it that.
Like,
it is
hands down. Like hands down. Like I think Bloodborne is a matter of taste, whether you like Bloodborne or Dark Souls 2 playstyle the best. But I do think that this one's the best of all worlds, and there's no way to say that it's not the cleanest, best video game.
Yeah, that's...
But
the story...
If you want to play it,
yeah, the story is... Oh, bad game. Let's hear about a bad game. Let's hear it.
It's called Let It Die, and it sucks. It is fucking trash.
And I wouldn't go that far. I enjoyed my 2 days with it, but that's all I played because it's a free game, and then I got rid of it. It's, yeah, Grasshopper really, really, really needs to work on its fucking, controls. Like, to the point of, like, there's no excuse anymore, boys. This game would be a lot more fun if I didn't have to fight the control on every fucking turn. It's not a feature. It's not a feature. It's just bad.
Like, there is something with, I mean, like, that's like, actually, Let It Die kind of proves the point I've been making for years with Dark Souls whenever it was like, it's just cheap. And it's like, no, like, man, Dark Souls is fair. There's a few moments in Dark Souls that can be a little unfair, but for the most part, it's pretty well designed.
Dark Souls' control scheme is the best of this type of game that's ever existed.
Absolutely.
I haven't played Neo yet, which people are claiming might be better, but I haven't played it yet, so I can't say. But yeah, I'm gonna agree with Mari in chat that I liked Let It Die for a free game. It was fine. As somebody who's played Grasshopper games and liked them before, I was totally expecting that shit jank, like totally expecting it. But I don't disagree with you at all as far as those controls go.
I mean, I will throw this out here. As a free game that I never hit the paywall on because I stopped. I gave it like a solid like 4 or 5 hours, and then I went like, all right, enough. I will say this. This is the game that made me feel like, you know what? Maybe I just don't think Suda's fucking funny. Like, that might be...
Yep. That's
like the sense of humor that game had was just like, okay, I get it. Bad, strong, bad impression. Like, enough. Like,
as down on the East's culture as I am, you are a good 5 times worse, and I can totally see you hating everything about the humor of those games.
And yet I love Yakuza. Go figure.
Well, Yakuza is something special. Yakuza is special, just like Dark Souls is special.
But I feel like that Suda has that mystique about him, where he's putting something together that should be Yakuza special. Like, and for years, I kind of went lockstep with people. I'm like, isn't Killer 7 great? Like, isn't whatever Killer is Dead, whatever the fuck they were. Like, I played like multiples of them, and it was just like, and then the Wii one with the fighting, Greg Proops was one of the announcers. Like I played through them, and it was for years I was like, these are brilliant, and in my heart I was like, I don't think these are brilliant. I think these are about a 6 or a 7 out of 10, like all the reviews fucking said.
You poser.
The game with the spicy boner. Oh God, I'm a huge hypocrite and poser. I never said otherwise.
See, that's the one I liked the most. Was it Shadows of the Damned or Souls of the Damned or whatever the fuck it was called?
Shadows of the Damned, I think.
Yep, that one I liked the most. but it also had the RE guy helping with the controls on that.
I was gonna say it was basically like wacky Resident Evil 4,
Yep.
which
was A-okay
right?
in my book. Yeah, nah, that was A-okay in my book. I can deal with this. I like this type of shtick, but no, he's a whack job. He is a whack job. Did you see him at the Sony thing? Because fucking A, yeah.
Yeah, like I think this year like was the year I finally went, you know what, fuck this guy. Like I'm done. No, I'm done pretending this guy's a genius. It's like he's like Owen Wilson in Royal Tenenbaums. It's like, why would you say someone's explicitly not a genius? Would you say I'm especially not a genius? You didn't even have to think about that.
And I'm sorry, it was the Nintendo thing, not the Sony.
I knew
thing.
what you meant.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I knew which one you meant. It's been a rough. But yeah, I agreeing with the chat there. Imanari? Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
just call him
for a
Mari.
free
That's
game.
what I do. Yeah.
Mari or Nari? It looks like Nari.
It's Nari, but I've been calling him Mari, so he responds to it, and it's easier to say.
Fair enough, but it is a free game, so I am being a dick. On, like, if you don't hit the pay, like if we hit the paywall and you start to feel like the game is ripping you off, then I feel like that's a fair time to be like, you know what, it's the worst thing ever. But until you hit that paywall, it is unfair to say like, this free game is the worst thing I've ever experienced for 4 straight hours. Like, so that's unfair.
Most wise.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking to a pyromancer. I'll be with you in 1 second.
Do you think? Do you think?
I am Cornix
Rich plot.
of the Great Swamp. The pleasure is mine.
I mean, if you want to get into that conversation, I will gladly get into it with you.
Let's not.
But
No.
but I need to take a piss before we do, because there's no way I'm going to last 10 minutes before I start going on and on about how things have to have the ministry churns when they're on part 3, for God's sake.
Remember Analondo? Yeah, I remember Analondo. Oh, remember Solar? Yeah, I remember Solar. Oh.
Fucking hate South
Remember
Park
wearing
for
this?
doing this to me.
Remember wearing this outfit? Ah, I remember wearing that outfit. Remember this guy died and now he's here for some reason?
It's a different guy, kind of.
Yeah, is it? Yeah. It's fucking. This is Ready Player One in video game form. That's my problem with the plot of this game.
mean-
This is that thing that just like, hey, I bet you remember Zelda. Here's a Zelda reference. Pat yourself on the head for being intelligent.
So harsh. Alright, hang on.
Fucking world.
This fucking. You are completely unsatisfied with everything, and it's the world's fault. Hang on, I will be right back. We will have this conversation, but I gotta take a piss. Go ahead and get Mari on your side about why this game is such shit. But I will be right back.
I feel like the member berries thing explains it already. I don't really think we need to go any further into that. It's just revisiting old locations over and over and over again. That's all I've got. So, things are on fire. Matt's peeing. That's cool, I suppose. Tony, whatever the fuck he calls himself these days. Killer 7 was a cool idea. Reading the chat, not just speaking. Like, I'm not having a seizure. I'm just reading the chat. This is why I could never do this streaming crap alone. Every time I do it, I have to have a partner on it, because otherwise you just stare at it. All right. How do you guys feel about global politics? No, I'm joking. We're definitely not going there. Yeah, like I don't mind revisiting. Like I thought it was cool, and I did like. I liked the revisiting, and the Anor Londo reveal was awesome. It was just a little too much. Like there's a point when I feel like I'm running through greatest hits where it's like, okay, you gotta. Can we back off on that just a little bit? Like just a little bit. Like that's. I could have done with if they did half the references they did, that would have made it fine by me. I was completely fine by that. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I do it, it just ends up being me playing a game alone, trying to think. I can't play at a high level and speak at the same time. Like, if I'm trying to do, like, jumps, here's the stream, it's just gonna be, okay. Alright. Jump! No, I missed it! And that'll be all it is for 3 hours. You nightmare. How was your urine?
It was fantastic. Every drop hitting it sounded like church bells. Okay.
It's a long, deep sound, Bobby.
That was a Kids in the Hall reference for anybody who didn't get that.
No, that was Wild Things. David Lynch.
No, the one I was quoting was.
Oh, yours. My
yeah.
bad. My bad.
It's okay. It's okay. We quote a lot of shit, me and Scotty.
That's
so,
fair.
okay.
No original ideas.
So, here's the thing. One, fuck South Park, and mostly fuck the people who watch South Park, because South Park is one of those shows that makes the people who watch it feel like they're more clever than they actually are. And
they just
I hate
I've heard your argument on this. You're out of your goddamn mind. This is just they attached a name onto something that half of us have been idly bitching about for years, which is like, can we stop doing the nostalgia thing for 3 fucking seconds? For 3 seconds! Someone write something new!
Just because you're one of those people doesn't mean I'm wrong, Scott.
Well, I'll throw this out here. I'll throw my thing on the fire.
All right.
Like, there's no reason we need to have a Bad Boys 3. At first,
I
2 years
agree.
ago when they announced Bad Boy, I know, I'm using the one you hate and I love, right? It's like, it's gotten fucking sad. Like, I love Bad Boys 2. It is in the pantheon of world heroes as far as I'm concerned. But do we think maybe Martin Lawrence, Will Smith is fine, but do we think maybe Martin Lawrence is a little tubby and old at this point to be, like sadly coming out? I mean, credit to Will Smith. I mean, the man doesn't age. But aside from that...
yeah, well,
like, Mike Lowry still acting like a 28-year-old, like, playboy about town would be completely fine, and I don't think any of us would blink at that. But Martin Lawrence has gotten downright pudgy. And Joey Pants has to be way too old to be the chief now. Like, it'll be like one of those Pacino De Niro movies where they're like still active detectives that appear to be 73 years old.
Hey, whatever. But this is kind of my point as far as diminishing returns go. And if I'm going to bring it back to Dark Souls just for a minute. Look, all jokes, all asshole comments aside, I don't disagree with you in any particular part about the story in this game. I will say, though, that it is what the fan base of this game... I know you're going to say no, but you're not the entire fan base.
No, I'm not. I'm not arguing for that.
I'd say that you're actually the opposite of most fans of this series, to be completely honest with you, when it comes to this specific regards. Dark Souls 2, even though not made by Miyazaki, was a complete departure from the first one. It only took place on the same world. The story was completely unique and new. It was really good. Me, you, your brother, and the 2 guys from fucking Barnfireside Chat are the only people who agree with that, though. Like, we are the only ones to like this game.
Okay, so I'll give you this. The Dark Souls audience has always been half complete assholes. Or at least a third. Like, it's always been... There's the lore people. Like, it used to always be the lore people and the PvP people. And then fuck it, the third faction, the get good people, which...
Yeah,
I dabble in sarcastically from time to time, but I'm never one of those people that's like, maybe you should just be better. Like, but I won't use bows and arrows because that's a bitch play. Like, whatever.
But no,
it's not that I'm not. I don't use magic because I'm a fucking hero. So I still fall into that stuff. Well, like, it's not that I'm not an asshole, is what I'm saying. Like, I hear you.
I'm gonna argue the point for both me and you because you said this to me. And it kind of helped in this game, in this entire game series. But you weren't being a dick about